Trenton, I am an over-aggressive wiper. Okay, so the more work I have to do on the back end, the more chances are that I'm going to end up getting a little bit of accidental sodomy.
Howdy, folks. 3 Sheets to the Mouse is an adult-themed podcast that may contain content and language not suited for younger cowboys and cowgirls. Now then, hang on to them hats and glasses, cause this here's the wildest podcast in the wilderness.
Sounds sorted, but you'll be rewarded when at last I am given my dues. And injustice deliciously squared, be prepared.
Hello everybody and welcome to episode 46 of 3 Sheets to the Mouse. We're 5 average guys with a love for all things Disney, and joining me on this week's show are 4 guys who lapu the lapu. Adam.
What's up?
Mikey.
So, Trenton puts ice in his whiskey?
Where have I heard that before?
I don't know.
Sounds
Must be that
very
seat.
familiar.
It's probably the seat. It's contagious. It's like a STD.
Circle gets the square.
Yeah. Trenton.
So I'm gonna hockey fight Mike. I put one ice cube in a scotch, and it was a small ice
What kind of scotch?
What kind of scotch?
It was a $30 glass of Macallan 18.
No, enough said. Moving on.
Okay. Tim.
No. Mikey's gonna get his jersey pulled over his head and get fucking uppercuts to the bottom of his
Ask your
chin.
best friend Brant what he thinks about your ice cube in Macallan 18.
Yeah, we'll let Brent weigh on that. Tim.
Speaking of Macallan, I'm drinking Macallan 12 double cask.
You're shooting your load early, buddy. We're here to talk to you about Disney parks, Disney booze, and a little bit of debauchery in between. So sit back, relax, grab a glass of monkey shoulder, and enjoy the adult side of Disney with 3 Sheets to the Mouse.
This is where Scott passes it to me without telling anybody what's going on, so everybody at home is confused.
Awesome.
Well, they shouldn't be confused because we open the show the same way we have done for the last 46 weeks. And that is, Mikey, how's the show go?
How's the show go? Show goes a little something like this. We already found out what Tim's drinking, and I think we should all be jealous of his Macallan that's not a slushy. So, and might I add, that's a healthy pour.
It is. That's like, what was that, 2 fingers? Is that 2 fingers there?
Pop ain't scared.
I didn't get my Macallan at 7-Eleven.
Look, Tim is not a slow pour.
Okay.
He pours fast and hard.
Let's keep it on the amber-colored drink. Scott, what's coming out of your Glencairn?
All right. So out of this is the Glen Ross Sherry Cask Reserve, and it is delightful. I like sherried whiskeys. I really do. I don't know why. I think it's because it gives it a nice, like, sweet flavor to it. I really like the sherry whiskeys.
Yeah.
I mean, Tim does too, right?
I like Tim's description of sherry whiskeys.
Well, I'm just laughing at Mr. Trenton over there.
Oh, behind. Are we breaking fourth wall?
Break the fourth wall.
Oh, we could break fourth wall because let's talk about what Trenton's drinking.
Okay.
We're going to talk about what I'm drinking. So, I had to go to a wedding today.
Was it a good wedding?
It was a beautiful wedding. It was Stephanie's best.
Was it a white wedding?
It was a nice night for
I mean, that is a loaded question. The 2 people getting married.
Friend of the groom or friend of the bride?
So it's Stephanie's best friend, Addie, and I happened to, when we were leaving, get a whole bottle of real cheap champagne. It's Corbel. California champagne. It's a Brut. I'm drinking that. I'm also drinking a Miller High Life with lemon in it. And then...
There's a theme to your night, I see.
Yeah, it's all shitty. And then when I'm done with that, I have a 6-pack of Hell or High Watermelon.
God, I was hoping he was going to say Schlitz.
Mad Dog 2020.
Well, if you have any Chambord, you can mix that with that champagne to make it taste a little better.
I wish I had some orange juice. I have cranberry juice. Is that the same? Can I mix that?
Not really, no.
No. You could. I don't know what's going to taste.
I mean, it already tastes like fucking horse shit, so what could it be any worse?
So you said Corbel. I think when the champagne is that cheap, it's just called Corbel.
Is it?
There's no emphasis on
On the bottom of it, it
they
says
were
Heche
established in
Mexico.
1882. You are discrediting a fine, sparkling beverage company.
I don't even know if
Like
Corbel is
Sprite.
classified as champagne.
It had a cork.
Doesn't mean anything.
Oh, so does tank number 7.
I bet you fucking what is that shit that Scott drinks? Frog Dick. That doesn't have a cork. That's a
Frog's Leap.
that is a metal cap. I guarantee it.
Frog's Leap? No, Frog's Leap
Nope.
has cork.
Liar.
You sit on a throne of lies. Okay, Max Headroom.
What's up?
Adam, what are you drinking?
I have Calumet Kentucky bourbon whiskey.
What do you have on your face? Is a better question.
My 3D glasses. My face is usually on my face.
No,
Thanks
I'm
for
talking
asking.
about the glasses.
Nah, they're my BB-8 glasses.
Okay.
Mikey, what do you
As far
what do you may or may not be partaking in?
Morphine.
there's a significant chance that I may or may not have been shipped a care package that I received today, and it may or may not have had a pint of Founders CBS Imperial Stout brewed with chocolate and coffee, aged in maple syrup bourbon barrels.
That is a loaded beer.
It could have been 11.7.
Hey, Mikey, if we were going to send you mail theoretically, what would be the address that we would send it to?
Bail?
Did you say if you're going to send my bail money?
I heard bail.
If we
I
were
heard
going to
bail.
send you, if we were going to send you
heard
a care
bail, too.
package or other sheeters, what would be the theoretical address that we would send it to?
Theoretically, I would have one by the time this drops. I don't currently.
He'd be switching from the
did
hospital
you
know
to...
that?
Well, this my care package has come delivered to a very sweet little church lady who probably didn't know what she signed for.
Okay. Well, then the next episode we'll discuss where we can send you some sweet loving.
Hey, Trenton, just chill till the next episode.
All right, there, Snoop Dogg.
You know I'm dropping that music.
I hope you do, because it totally goes with what Adam's rocking.
Dude,
up there.
Adam looks like he's about to drop the most
Looks like
fire
he's-
fucking album of 2017 right now.
I would call him Ad Rock, but that was already taken.
Yeah,
May he
don't.
rest in peace.
It reminds me of fucking Chappelle Show. It's the best 5 rappers of all time. Dylon, and Dylon.
You know what it reminds me of? Some Daft Punk,
I'll take Daft
futuristic
Punk.
looking stuff, which is a pretty good segue for the topic we got going on tonight. You guys may or may not have heard, but Stitch's Great Escape is getting
Thank
shut
fucking
down.
God.
Good grief. It's about goddamn time.
I'm kind of true story. I'm kind of disappointed because I actually enjoyed it.
Which part?
Which probably
chili
probably
dog
because
burp.
it was the only time I wrote it. It was fun.
Which part did you enjoy?
All of it.
He likes being restrained.
wife-
Do you like being held down
Uncomfortable,
uncomfortably too
you know,
tight into your
nature.
chair? Do you like the gross BO burp into your fucking face? It smells like somebody ate a chili dog then fucking farted right in your fucking face. Do you like the part where the animatronic that is Stitch is horrible?
Actually, when I saw it, the animatronic Stich was really.
He was the
fucking
next gen
good.
animatronic.
No.
I
That
was
was the
Yeah.
only
Animatronic was
redeeming
No, it is
quality
not.
of that ride.
It hardly moves.
No, it is pretty good.
He was everywhere.
No.
No, he was everywhere. He even came out the ceiling at
That's
one
a
point.
different animatronic. I'm talking about the one that's in the glass case.
He moved
When
around.
You're sitting there staring in the middle of the
around.
room.
He moved around a lot.
You must have saw it when he was
used
not
to
functioning.
anyway.
It shoots.
It was
shoots
not
its
working
lasers.
great the last time I saw it then because it was
Oh.
fucking horrible.
Hey Trenton, here's some knowledge for you. When you get pinned into your seat, if you push up as soon as those things come down, you can raise them about an inch and a
It's
half.
still terrible.
You don't have.
I did that, and it actually I missed out on most of the ride or attraction because everybody else was freaking out like he was running across their shoulders, and I heard my restraints move, but they never touched me, so I kind of felt let down.
I never really
little
felt
bit.
pressured by those seats, though.
I mean,
They-
it's
never-
like when you
they
pull
never-
the
it
lap
wasn't
bar.
the most comfortable.
It's like when you
thing.
pull the lap bar too far down on Everest or Space Mountain.
I
Yeah.
really didn't have that
yeah.
issue.
I've never had that
Space
problem.
Mountain has a lap thing.
Yeah.
It's like a T. It's like a T-bar.
Oh,
It's like a
I
T-bar.
thought it was kept in by sure.
And if you
will.
pull
Yeah.
it down one click too far, your whole dick and balls just get all smashed up.
Well,
Trent, are we hearing about a fetish that you like pulling things down?
No,
too
I
tight
don't
on
like
your
it.
body
No,
for some
it's not on
reason?
purpose. It's one of the things I want it to be tight enough so Space Mountain makes me fucking nervous. I feel like I'm going to fall out of the motherfucker, so I pull it down far enough, but then you do it one click too much, and it's just horrible for the whole ride. It already feels like I'm going to have a fucking concussion after the ride.
I have never had that issue
Either.
on any
Is
of
that
the
where
rides
your
you're
brain
talking
is?
about.
Yeah.
I will say
Scrambled eggs
now,
in my
mean,
fucking
I-
skull.
the only time I've ever had that issue is on Goofy's Barnstormer, but that's because I had to have Ethan in the seat
don't
next to
ride
me.
Not by
He's
much.
a lot smaller than I am. But other than that,
So
no,
that's
He's
Trenton.
not
Right.
that much smaller than you, let's be honest.
He's shorter.
He's shorter than me.
It's
but
almost
like 2 more
impossible to
years.
think that, but yeah, he's a little shorter.
Yeah, no, that kid's gonna be like 6 foot tall. I'm telling
Sucks for
you.
you.
He's got a 5'6" dad and a 5 foot. No, I'm gonna
Don't be generous.
5
Don't be
foot.
too generous.
Yeah, 5 foot.
He's going to be
A
a
5 foot
giant among
mom.
that household. He's going to be 5'6".
Ooh. Biggin.
I'm 5'6".
Exactly.
No, I have a feeling he's gonna be like 6 foot tall for some strange reason.
He's part Jewish. There's no way. Anyway,
I didn't say it.
Oh man, I host one show, and all of a sudden, this is
always
where we
get
are.
off the
Thank you,
traction.
Trenton.
How is this my fault?
because you like
It
to
is.
get your balls smashed when you put a restraint
I don't
on.
like it. It's fucking horrible. But sometimes you get a
Come
little
on.
drunk, you get a little too drunk, and you get on Everest. So Stephanie sits next to me, and I see her pull hers down. So I start pulling it down, and I know it's not the same fucking lap bar, but I want it to be tight enough.
Oh, I thought we were talking about tops.
I want it to be tight enough, and then eventually it gets to the point where it's smashing my fucking dick, and I always try to flag the person down. I'm like, hey, can you
Trenton, so
loosen
that's
this?
3 rides
Trenton.
now.
No, it's Everest, it's Space Mountain.
Let's look.
And
I'm
you
going to
also-
give you some advice. Know your limits, and I'm not talking about your alcohol limits. Know your limits on your lap bar from now.
I
on.
try. No, I've gotten better.
This is a
I've
learning
gotten better
experience.
now. No, I'm talking about the first couple times.
I think
Trenton might be the only person in the history of Disney World that has this problem.
That's not true at
I'm
all.
sure he's not the
believe,
only person, but I think he's the only person I know of who has had it happen repetitively.
No,
Different
not
attraction.
repetitively. I didn't say it happened
Oh
repetitively.
damn it! I pulled it too far down again.
Yeah, because that's kind of the mode.
I
I'm getting
didn't
right
say
now,
it
because
happened
It's happened on
repetitively.
Space Mountain, and it's happened on another attraction, and then it's happened on Stitch. Wow.
And Everest
And
Big
Everest.
Thunder.
Stitch, Everest, and Space Mountain.
That's
Trenton pulls the lap bar down, and when he yanks it down tight, and she comes by wanting to pull that yellow string up, and he looks at her and says, "Don't you touch my yellow
Dude,
string."
I don't want to fall
Right where
out
I
of.
want it.
So Space Mountain already makes me nervous enough that I'm gonna fucking smash this beautiful dome on a big piece of metal.
It is a big, beautiful dome.
You're not. You got enough.
Very
You
big.
see this big shiny motherfucker right here? You guys can't see it on the air, but look at it. It's beautiful. I don't want to brain myself.
Are you trying to stand up?
Nope.
You don't have to worry about
I
it.
don't. I huddle
okay.
down. It's bad. I don't like Space Mountain.
Trust
then
me,
why go
Trenton.
on it if you're that
Because
afraid
Stephanie
of it?
fucking loves it.
So do
I
I.
love Space Mountain.
I like
I
Rock
hate
and
Rock
Roller
and Roller
Coaster.
Coaster.
See, I can skip Rock and
No,
Roller Coaster.
Rock and Roller Coaster is a
that year.
must ride every trip.
Nope.
Space Mountain, I don't care.
I have better roller coasters out here.
Say, speaking of Space Mountain, it's located in Tomorrowland, just like Stitch's Great Escape. So let's try to get away from Trenton and his coxtrophobia. that he has.
So I mean, I don't hate
I hate it.
Stitch's
I
Great
hate
Escape.
this
I
attraction.
hate this attraction.
I don't hate it. I think this purpose of the ride can be served better, but I didn't hate it.
I hated it because of what was there before, and that's it. Simply. Period.
Hey, let's talk about what has been there before, because even though it's been Stitch here recently, it's always been out of this world. Crickets. So, Pop, give us a little history lesson about
back
what
in
it
my
was
day.
like
Well,
back in
this is
your day.
before my day because I didn't go when it was Mission to Mars. I don't actually remember.
I did.
I could have because I went in 1987 and Mission to Mars was still open. But the unofficial name for that building is the Tomorrowland Theatre in the Round, and it opened up in 1975 as Mission to Mars, which counterparted Disneyland's switching Flight to the Moon to Mission to Mars. But when 1975, we've already been to the moon, so Walt Disney just went to Mars right off the bat with Walt Disney World. And that closed in 1993 and reopened as Extraterrestrial Alien Encounter. And that opened a soft opening in 1994, but briefly closed right after because it wasn't scary enough, according to Michael Eisner. Yep. No,
it
he
was too
deemed it
scary.
not intense enough, so then it reopened officially on June 20th, 1995, as part of the new Tomorrowland, the Tomorrowland reimagination. Yeah, which
Really? I thought it was too scary for
Michael
kids.
Eisner said it wasn't scary enough.
Now, what's interesting is this originally wanted to be an Alien
Yeah.
tie-in, like Aliens the movie. And for some reason, they got the rights to it in MGM Studios, but not here.
See, I want to take a second to talk about the original attraction that was actually there. Because does anybody else wrote it besides me?
No.
It was
I think you're the only one.
Actually, one of my favorite old school attractions back in the day. It actually was one of the reasons that and the submarines were my two favorites. You couldn't get me off those two attractions as a kid. And with this one, you actually felt like you were going to space. This is before the harnesses. You didn't actually have the harnesses. You were actually just sitting in regular chairs. The chairs moved a little bit, like you kind of felt the gravity a little bit. And there were two screens, one on the top and one on the bottom, that had projections, and it kind of made it feel like you were going up into space. Again, Disney did things differently back then, and it definitely sparked a kid's imagination like it did mine. So, kind of missed that one.
Now, was it because I rode this at Disneyland way back in the day. Now, was this the circle? They were like circle screens in the bottom of the pit, and then one up at the top, right?
Mm-hmm. That's
Okay,
exactly what
yeah.
it was.
And they were just basically seatbelts that went over your seat.
Mm-hmm. There were no like over-the-shoulder harnesses or anything like
No.
that. Ended up turning out being.
So, I remember riding Alien Encounter as a young child. I say young, probably 12.
So, like last week.
It was Thursday.
Yep, Thursday.
Scott, I have a full beard, and you look like you just got out of an 8th grade science class. So,
I got a hot shave today.
well,
It was
I
glorious.
guess you got your
all 12
peach
hairs.
fuzz rubbed off. So anyway,
Yeah, that stuff rubs off with like 400
An
grit.
emery board.
So that was never an officially licensed Alien ride? I mean, the Alien looked just like the Alien from Aliens.
It was supposed to be.
But it wasn't
That was the
licensed.
it
That's
was
what I'm
supposed to be
saying.
a
So
tie-in.
they just used that model anyway?
They changed a few things about it, yes. They ultimately, Michael Eisner was hoping to tie in MGM Studios with the Magic Kingdom. The Disney board actually went back and looked at it, the concept using the Alien franchise, and because the Alien franchise is R-rated, they didn't want it in the Magic Kingdom.
That makes sense.
So we just use the exact same model for the
They
Alien,
changed it up a
but
little
we
bit.
just changed it
Well,
up a little bit. It's still the...
it
we all
became-
fucking
it
knew what it was.
No, I know, but it became they did tone it down a little bit. There was a little less blood, guts, and gore once the attraction.
Let me
finally
split
opened.
my acid blood all over your face.
Well, yeah,
Or hot
but-
ass blood.
Hot ass blood, yes.
But anyways, what I really loved about it, because when my first visit to Disney World was when Alien Encounter was in place. There were some awesome cameos, because it was the time when Michael Eisner basically said, "How many celebrities can I get at Disney World to do attractions?" So you had people like Tyra Banks, Phil Hartman, Kevin Pollak, Tim Curry.
Tim Curry.
I mean, these were
He's a-
these
Who
were
is
love
now
Tim Curry.
technically a Disney queen.
technically he
We
is
just talked about some Battlefront
Yes.
the other day. I didn't know. Sorry.
No, he's a queen.
Disney princess.
No.
He's a drag
no,
queen,
He's
so
a
he's a
queen. No, he's a
a
drag queen because Disney has the rights to
I
Rocky
get it.
Horror.
I get it. They do now.
Let's do
Or they will
it.
in 18 months' time, whatever it is.
Which will be awesome.
But no, they had a lot of good cameos. I loved the concept of it, which was this was, again, Mikey talked about the new Tomorrowland being this like city of tomorrow where you're a citizen and you're walking around, and this is an exhibition theater where some alien company is coming in to showcase their craft, showcase their technology.
Nope.
I
I
thought it
didn't
was,
say any of that shit, Scott. I really hadn't said a whole hell of a lot.
no, you said it opened up with, or I'm sorry, Tim said it opened up with a new Tomorrowland. Look, I'm looking at four bald guys.
That's
with beards.
racist.
I can't.
That's racist.
Oh, wait! Why are you looking at four bald guys? Is it because you
One
won't
of these
shave
things
your head
is not
for
like the other.
for a noble reason?
No, it's because he's fascist.
I mean, we have beards
Racist.
and we don't have hair,
Fascist.
and you have hair, and you grow hair on your face slower than I do on my knuckles. So
I can only grow hair on one place on my head.
inside of your ears, we know you're old, man, but we're talking about having a beard and you shaving your head for a noble reason, and you are letting
Look,
you're just letting everyone down.
18-year-old.
It's just it's
I guess I'm just gonna have to let you down. I'm sorry, guys. I can't.
You know what?
I can't. And I
look at that vein in his
I
neck.
applaud you guys for
Jesus,
doing
look
it.
at it. He's getting so angry.
I applaud you guys for doing it.
Hey,
But
you know what? Even NSYNC had Timberlake. All right, so we've got Scott.
hey, I'm okay with
So
that.
the
comparison.
problem is with that comparison is that Timberlake is still real famous, and the rest of the guys are all a bunch of fucking nobodies. So
I'm okay with that
we-
comparison.
We haven't hit it big yet.
Timberlake's married to Jessica Biel. I'm okay with that.
yeah, Jessica Biel.
These two guys
Yeah.
in the Poconos won't sing. We've tried to do Disney karaoke. They won't sing.
I'll sing if I drink enough at karaoke. Nobody will ever want to hear it.
Tim, what else can you tell us about the ride formerly known
Well, when
as
extra
Stich's Great Escape?
terrestrial alien encounter opened up, it came with it a relatively new technology for rides back then called binaural audio. Pretty much 3D audio, where it sounds like the creatures coming from different directions, and when the alien will move across the theater, in the pitch black, you wouldn't see where he was, but you'd hear like something coming from your left ear, and then it transfers over to your right ear. So you actually felt like this thing was moving around you. And then, if I remember correctly, it would drool on you, and then you'd feel it breathing on your neck.
Yes.
So it was lauded for its sophisticated technology for its time.
I've been to titty bars like
that. Only that wasn't drooling, that was squirting.
I don't think that's drool, Mikey. Might be a fluid, but I'm not sure it's drool.
And
that was, you know what? All of the special effects, and look, we all talk about the special effects on the 4D rides, like Tough to Be a Bug.
Tough to Be a Bug. Tough to Be a Bug. Yeah, let's talk about two
rides
that could go away and no one would give a fuck.
Yes.
But no, like, the 90s had a bunch of 4D effect rides. That was... Disney basically put them in wherever they could. Honey, I Shrunk the Audience. Muppet Vision 3D.
Also terrible.
Mickey's PhilharMagic. Basically, everything that could be 4D was 4D. This was really cool. They were new and ingenuitive effects that were not just, here's a skunk spray, here's a fart spray, here's some water going on your face. It was actually really good effects.
Yeah, but in order to achieve those effects, you actually had to be strapped into the chair, which was a problem.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I think that strapping you in, especially with the
speaking
Stich
of
ride,
effects,
totally
when it closed in 2003 and switched over to Stitch's Great Escape, Disney repurposed a lot of the effects and a lot of the set pieces. So it was criticized for pretty much
it's the same ride.
Yeah, phoning it in.
Phoning it in?
It's the same ride, but way fucking lamer.
Yeah.
Well, now the guns, the cannons that kind of follow Stitch around, those are
cool.
Those are pretty awesome.
Yeah.
They're really
Kuka
fluid.
arms.
There's certain aspects of the
really
ride
fucking
that are
fluid.
okay.
Yeah, Kuka, because I watched Simone Gitch.
But overall, the ride is very lackluster, and we can all agree with that,
Yes.
right?
Oh yeah,
well, it's not really a ride; it's a sit.
It's an attraction. I'm sorry, I said ride.
Yeah.
It's a
We
show.
can all agree.
The show.
It's a people chewer because all it's there to do is just chew up some people that are waiting.
It hasn't
to
chewed up
get
some people
on
in a couple
Buzz
years.
Lightyear.
No one. That's the thing.
Well,
no one even
it's
gives a
only open
fuck.
during like peak. It's only open during the peak times when
Well,
they need
And
someone
when
to
it's
choose some
peak,
people.
and when it's peak, there's still a fucking 10-minute wait.
Even though, I mean, and that it just went to peak, what, 2 years ago?
Last year.
Yeah, 2 years ago.
2016 is when they decided to open it seasonally. Depending on attendance. And I guess that's why they just announced that in January it is going away for good.
Thank God.
Don't let the door hit you.
Yeah. Well,
Or the good Lord split you.
the only bad part is we may, if they do put a new attraction there, we may lose a Stitch.
I don't think we're gonna lose a
Everybody
Stitch
loves
meet-
Good
Meet and
Ohana. Good Ohana.
Yeah,
Who gives a
Ohana.
fuck?
No, because he'll show up in like random places, like as Stitch would.
Yeah.
Ideally, if they wanted to make it cool, they would have Stitch show up where Stitch has no business.
Yeah.
Like a
being.
place where there's dogs?
Well,
Because
I remember-
Oh God! Here
I think
we
it was
go.
when we
The
went-
dog argument.
No, I'm not. No, you wouldn't use him instead of Doug in
I
Animal
would.
Kingdom.
I would.
You would, because you
No.
yeah.
You'd
No,
put him
I
in
see.
it.
I like where Mikey's going with this, actually.
Yeah,
I see.
but Disney's not going to do anything
No,
like that because
because-
it breaks their mold.
Exactly. And when Tim and I first went, they actually had the
Stitch
the
took over
monorail.
Magic Kingdom. And the monorail would
Yes.
say, welcome
Yeah.
to... It would have Stitch coming over the loudspeaker. You would have Jack Wagner, and you'd have Stitch going, welcome to Stitch Kingdom. And
Welcome to Stitch
he even TP'd Cinderella Castle.
I would be down for Stitch to show up at like other character
Just
greets,
randomly.
like even at Cinderella's
Yeah,
table.
just causing
That would be awesome.
ruckus
Oh, that would
and
be so much fun.
muckness.
Amok,
Yep.
amok.
You know what though? I would say you have the opportunity for some really cool character interactions if that happened, because I want to say Anna would probably be the totally coolest person to do in on a character with Stich popping up at a meet and greet.
So what about Crystal Palace if Stich came out and just started beating the shit out of Winnie the Pooh?
Well, he wouldn't beat anybody
Why would
else.
he do that?
Because it would be
Except for the fact
fucking
that he's
hilarious.
except because he's an alien and he needs to go back to
Fuck
his
that
planet.
bear. Winnie the Pooh's terrible.
Winnie the Pooh
Well,
is great.
I don't know you
Wait
at
a
all.
minute.
He's
Wait
just
a minute,
fat
wait a
and
minute,
wants
wait a minute,
honey.
wait a minute.
He's a stoner.
How is Winnie the Pooh bad?
How is it
Winnie the
good?
Pooh is awesome.
What?
Everything about Winnie the Pooh
good,
is wholesome and is great. I mean, even
Winnie the Pooh
No.
is a child's. It's a child show. If you were over the age of 5 and you like Winnie the Pooh, there's an issue.
okay, and people say if you're over the age of 8 and you want to go to Disney World, there's an issue. Are you one of
Yeah.
those people right now, Trenton?
No,
Because that's
no.
what's
Because you go to
going on.
Disney World if you're over the age of 8 and you get fucking 8 is a weird number.
Yeah.
As an adult, we get this question all the time, and somebody gets this question all the time. Why do you guys have annual passes to Disney World? Because we go and we get fucking shit-faced, and we ride rides, and we fucking kill it.
Okay, so right now Disney hasn't said exactly what they're going to put in after they get rid of Stitch. Rumor has it we may get something that's kind of Wreck-It Ralph themed. I don't know, but we know Disney listens to Three Sheets to the Mouse. So if we're going to get an exclusive ride, we got to start now to let the Imagineers know what we want and then get a chance to get and replace it with what the people want. So we're going to take a chance. We're going to take a moment here. We're going to sit down. We're going to talk. Each of us is going to get a chance to basically occupy Stitch and decide what's going to go in there. And the rules, I came up with them. They're simple. The attraction needs to be based on a Disney IP that's been put out within the last decade. You got to contain the whole thing inside the existing building, but you can extend your floor plan to take the place of whatever else is already there, like cosmic rays, anti-gravities, star traders, anything like that. It's just got to stay in that building. We're not making the building any bigger. It's got to go in there. Now, I will say this. If you do remove this was my caveat, if you get rid of cosmic rays, there really still needs to be some type of eatery in that area, so you got to come up with something to replace it that needs to be tied back into your attraction. So, that's what we got. Without further ado, I want Scott to tell me what he's going to do, because let's face it, Disney is basically giving Stitch the old Yeller treatment. So, let's put this dog down. Scott, what you got going in?
He's not a dog. Stitch's not a fucking dog.
If he's in my, you know what? If
he's
he's
so
in my
confused.
crosshairs, I'm pulling the trigger on that dog.
All right. So, I'm taking over pretty much the whole thing. All right. So, Anti-Gravities is going away. Stitch is going away. Mickey's Star Traders
Merchant of Venus?
is going to go away too.
You taking away Merchant of Venus too?
Yeah. Yeah, all of it. All of it's going away, including
What about the shittery?
shittery?
including
The worst bathrooms in Magic Kingdom.
the worst restaurant. Well, that too. The worst bathrooms ever. Those things are disgusting. They smell awful. Because the people that use those bathrooms are the same people who eat at the worst restaurant in Magic
Rays.
Kingdom.
Well
and that's
done.
Cosmic
Town Square.
Rays.
Oh.
It's tied with Tony's.
wait, no,
Got a
no.
defibrillator.
That place is
Sorry, Chris
awful.
and Lauren,
So-
but Tony's Town
You know
Square
what? I
is
enjoyed the
like dog
brisket.
shit on the bottom of an old boot.
And Cosmic Rays is dog shit at the bottom of
Well,
an
it
old tennis
was
shoe. So.
based off of
No. Cosmic Rays is like dog shit fed to you out of
Lady
a
and the
tube.
Tramp.
Like a liquid, just
Liquid dog
straight.
Yeah.
But you can only get that in Bay 1. You got to go to Bay 2 for the dog shit on the bottom of a tent.
And Bay 3 if you just want straight up dog shit.
Okay, Scott, continue. You're basically going full genocide on the entire building.
I'm going full genocide. And, the problem that I've always had with Tomorrowland is this place doesn't have a great it doesn't have continuity to it. There's just so much intermixed in this area that it doesn't really flow. But there's an attraction across the way that I really love.
MILF.
And that's Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor.
MILF.
Yes, MILF. I love MILF.
Oh boy, I'm that guy. I got a
He's been
sticker
that
to prove
guy.
it. And then Stephanie was featured with Bob, with Buddy Boyle. Not Bob Boyle, he's a cheater, but whatever. Buddy Boyle.
One of my favorite times in that attraction was when Buddy Boyle was on stage, and he asked the little boy, "What did you have for breakfast?" And that little boy said, "Hot Cheetos." And Buddy Boyle turns to him and said, "What, did you wake up in a frat house?"
Been there, done that.
Because that's what
It was hot Funyuns, though.
because that's what we're doing here. We're gonna transform this area into a little section of Monsters University.
Oh, shit.
So,
I love it.
the main attraction, obviously, we got to start there, is MU Rush. So, here is where you get to create your own monster. You're going to go into sort of those test track areas where you get to create your own monster, and then you get to choose the fraternity that you rush. So, you can be a member of Uzma Kappa. You can be a member of
You're
Roar Omega
fucking me
Roar.
up so hard right now, Scott.
Okay? So, you're going to go in and you're going to create your monster in this virtual world. So then,
Like a test track kind of thing.
kind of like Test Track, you're going to create your own monster, and then you're going to choose the fraternity / sorority that you want to rush.
Whatever Nathan Fillion was in.
Right.
Firefly. Sorry, it's in my throat, guys. I was just talking about the sweet tea vodka from where I'm from. It has nothing to do with the show. Firefly.
It's a good thing we have like 40 minutes.
We got like 2 hours to cut already.
Oh, no, that needs to say because C-Madge is a huge Firefly fan. So any Firefly
Oh, I'm
reference
a
is
huge
neat to
Firefly
hang on.
fan.
Firefly is
Yeah.
awesome. Love Firefly.
He is a brown coat
Brown
through
coat.
and through.
Awesome.
We got the brown note.
That's staying in. Who was
Drop it.
that?
Ugh.
Boston says, "Did you just fart?"
I've heard they smell awful.
No, I should probably check my britches on that one, son.
After you get done creating your monster, you're then going to go into the final scene from the scare games, and you're going to go and you're going to scare. You're going to do your own scare games. So then what's going to happen is you obviously go in as yourself, you do your scare. When you come out, there's a video placing your monster over you, augmented reality, and you get to take that home on your Magic Band. So you'll help your fraternity, sorority win the scare games, or try to win the scare games. So, after that, we're gonna have obviously I have to do the whole thing. So, Anti-Gravity's Galactic Goodies, that's gonna be changed to. Are you ready for this? I Scream.
There's already an ice cream booth in Tomorrowland that serves.
Scream.
No, it's I.
No, I get it, but there's already a place that serves soft serve in Tomorrowland.
Right, and he's just changing
Yeah.
the name of
Didn't I-
Anti-Gravities.
Didn't I fucking just get rid of it?
Well, oh, okay. I don't want you to get rid of the same thing for the same thing. Okay, yeah.
I'm doing exactly what Disney does. They take something that's
Fucking
not
shit
broken,
up, yeah.
because Anti-Gravities isn't broken,
Yeah, it is.
and don't fix it. It's not that bad.
When was the last time you've ever had something at Anti-Gravities?
Oh, I don't really get a lot of ice cream at Disney World unless I go.
When was the last time you've had something at Anti-Gravities?
Now hang
I don't
on
know,
though. I would be more likely, and this no comment. What the fuck? I would be more likely to get an ice cream if it had some type of tie-in to a Disney IP, because you can do a whole lot with those colorful scoops of ice cream. You can have something that looks like Sully. You can have like a Mike Wazowski thing, because really it's just a green scoop of
Don't-
ice cream with a
don't egg him
freaking
on.
marshmallow on it. Boston's already in on this. He's back here going, mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, so Mickey Star Traders is going to go away as well. It's still going to be a shop, but this is now the Monsters University bookstore. So you can get all your Monsters University gear, your Monsters stuff.
Oh, but my goodness, a monsters university, like a Monsterpedia, the different species of monsters that are out there.
I'm
and
sure.
stuff.
I'm sure we'll have books. The Imagineers aren't there yet, but
I'm there
you'll
now.
But
Someone
you can
called
get
Joe Rohde.
You can get the T-shirt with the Greek letters that you rushed in your attraction. You can get those there. And lastly, we need a restaurant. You said I need an eatery.
Well, I didn't say you had to have one. I said if you got rid of it, you had to have one.
Well, yeah, but that's what I said. I got rid of everything.
Okay, here's where the booze comes, guys. Here's where the booze comes.
Mikey knows me. Mikey
we've
gets
met.
me. Mikey feels me. We're going to the Monsters University mess hall. It's going to be the student cafeteria. It will be quick service by day, table service by night. Because I want drinks in my restaurant. I like to drink when I'm at Disney.
What?
I'm having drinks there.
What?
So
Heresy, you say?
I know, right? So during the day, my favorite meals at college were taco days, burgers, and pizza. So you're gonna have all three of those.
Dude, though, the baked potato bar with the chili and the cheese, the sour
shit!
cream.
I totally forgot about that. You gotta have baked potato day because we used to have baked potato
It
bars.
was second only to Nacho Day.
Oh my god, yes. Okay.
Yeah, Scott, did you
See,
go
I'm
to
remembering all
school
the
at all?
during the day. It's gonna be like a student cafeteria. At night, it'll transform into a little bit better food. We'll have,
Wait, so you get trashy food during the day?
The usual. You get a steak.
Well, it's a student cafeteria.
You get
At night,
college,
it's
you
the
get college food during the day, and at night,
it's
it
for
becomes
faculty.
the teacher's lounge. So Mikey's got me.
You're welcome,
you're
Scott.
inside my fucking head, man.
Well, you know,
did
it's
you
a
read
rough
my
spot.
fucking notes? Did you read my notes?
No, there's a lot of Winnie the Pooh in that head, though.
It would be the student cafeteria by day, faculty dining hall by night. I like Monsters Inc. in that section because I just think it's a great franchise. It's great IP that needs to be fleshed out, and Monsters University could take a really
agree.
good place in the Magic Kingdom. So
No, absolutely.
that's my idea.
That was
Okay,
great, Scott.
I'm talking
now,
first.
Adam is chomping at the bit. Adam is chomping at the bit. Hold on,
He's
wait.
gonna crush it.
Is this the Appalachian?
You've got Monsters
He's gonna
Inc.
crush it.
right there.
No, that's not my issue
That's
with
not where
it.
I'm going.
Oh no,
That's not my issue
I
with
thought
it at
that was
all.
totally-
Why?
No,
Well,
no.
if you're
I
supposed
think
to be
Adam
the
and I have the
monster-
same issue.
If you're supposed to be
Okay.
the monster, why are you creating a monster? I don't.
No, you're creating
get
the
it.
monster that you are.
Okay, no, we got different.
But then
So you're creating an avatar of
Yeah. So Adam, what you're gonna do is you go in and you create your monster like your test track car, okay? And then you go and do the scare. You go do the scare, okay? In like your human form, obviously, because you can't do that virtually. I mean, and then you get a video that's tied to your magic band at the end, and that your monster, your avatar, replaces your physical person in the video doing the scare at the end of the the
Okay,
attraction.
so in other words, you would have to pay for the video then.
Oh, it's
For
part
this
of your
one.
your
No,
photo
it's-
pass.
No, it's tied to your magic
Right?
band.
No, but that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. If you don't have PhotoPass, then you're shit
No.
out of luck.
Unless you get a sponsor like Siemens on
here's the semen.
Well, I mean,
the
look,
Whirly,
they'll
the Epcot ball.
look, maybe they will. I mean, those guys will
Yeah,
just,
it's just-
swim
it's-
into anything.
And you know what? That brings up another point. That's for another podcast episode. But there's not a whole lot of sponsors that go into Magic Kingdom.
There are not
They
a
got
lot
about
of sponsors,
Epcot, but there is
period.
nothing in Magic Kingdom. And you'd imagine that some sponsors would be chomping at the bit to get
Not
their.
anymore.
Dole is, yeah, there's very few left. Dole is still there. But no, Adam, you're right. That does make a point. But you can view it and then buy it separately. You can buy your Tower of Terror video
Right, but
separately.
the Tower of Terror video is not necessarily an integral part of the attraction.
I've never bought one, but I don't like
Right,
Tower
but
of
this
Terror.
would be.
No, but it's not the
That's
point. The point is,
because
for this whole
balls.
attraction, it's
No, I
based
get what he's saying.
on
I
the
get what
whole
he's saying.
Magic Band thing, and in order to experience the second half of it, you kind of have to pay additional.
Well, Adam, I'll just say it right here. Disney ain't a charity, man.
Never was,
Sometimes we make some money off our attractions.
but I wouldn't necessarily go and pay an
Yes,
extra
you
for
would.
an attraction.
Yes, you would.
No,
Yes,
I
you
wouldn't.
would.
Not for this. When?
You and
Name
Pop
one
Pop
time
would
I
pay
would've
for
paid- Wait,
this.
shush. No, we
Don't lie to
wouldn't.
me.
No, I would not.
No, I would not.
Okay, hang on. Let me.
To be honest, to be fair, Adam, I didn't plan on this to be a pay attraction. I just assumed my goal was you scan your Magic Band and it downloads to your MDE. And
but if it was $10 extra, you guys would pay for it
on Instagram.
But it's part of your MDE. I would not pay for this.
But you know what, though? You could do it to where they did the Sum of All Thrills, where you get a code, and you can go to the website, and you type the code in, and you can watch your video that way.
Honestly, I did not have a pay aspect to this. I was literally, you would scan your Magic Band, it would appear on your MDE, and then you could download it free. Like, it was always going to be free for me. I don't have anything about paying for your video.
Well, you have to pay for the
I'm sure
video.
Disney would.
Well, if you do not buy the package, you don't get the video.
Adam, I'm telling you. It would have been free. That was my point.
Scott, can I fix this for you? Can I just fix it?
I don't know how it needs. I don't know what's broken.
Can I finish? Can I finish? Can I finish? It's this simple, okay? You offer at the end of the ride the video, which you can watch on your MDE, and you can watch anywhere else you want to view it. Now, if you want to share it, you can share it for free, but it's going to have Disney, Magic Kingdom, yada yada, all over that video when you share it, a frame around it, whatever. If you want a good, solid, quality copy of it, then that's when you offer the pay version of it, which won't have that frame around it and look all ridiculous. Secondly, during your scare, what I see in my mind is it's not just standing in front of a camera and going ooga booga. You're going to be in you're going to be in basically a green screen kind of room that's 3-dimensional with a bed and everything, and then when your monster
that's what I kind of got.
You
from
are delivering a full blown motion capture performance. So it's not just ooga booga. It's capturing you going in and coming out and all that stuff, which lends itself more to making an attraction that doesn't last more than 3 seconds of you making a face at a camera. That's what I see. Now,
no. Actually, what I have are actual theaters that you go into.
That's what I got from it.
With the space that you can have, you're going to have actual theaters with full animatronics that you actually scare. Like, it's going to be real life where you walk into that bedroom and you go.
Realistically, what is the turnaround for?
And the other thing is, during the Monster University, it wasn't just about scaring. They ran obstacle courses. They did. You guys. They did other things.
I know you guys. I know I talk a lot.
No,
I mean, this is getting picked apart like a toothpick after a pork chop.
No,
I'm listening to you.
But you said it was.
I'm listening to you, Scott.
Scaring.
I get it.
It's the end of the scare games. It's the end of the scare games.
I like his idea.
I get it. I like his idea.
Trenton, you just like booze at the end of the ride.
Fair.
No, I listen. I will say I like Scott's idea.
You're taking the place of the end of the scare games. The rest of the scare games already happened. This is just that last scene where you go in and you're trying to get as many scare points for your team as possible.
But then why make it the scare games? Why not just have it where you're just trying to do kind of laugh all over again? Because that's the
whole laugh floor is
movie is. No, but the whole point of the movie, when they're getting trained in the original movie, they have that scare room where they practice, and that's where Boo gets scared originally. So,
okay, have you seen Monsters University?
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember the scare games?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you remember the final scene?
No, because
that movie spoiler alert, Sully fixed the games.
Yeah.
No.
I know.
Yeah.
But
Sully
at the
fixed
end of the day, that movie didn't leave that much of a...
The movie was
with
good.
me.
That was a pretty good movie. John Goodman has never looked better. Billy Crystal, about the same.
I mean, the funniest thing, I remember the first event
yeah.
of the scare games, because that kind of looked like fun when they were shooting the blob things, but it just didn't leave enough of attention to me that it was something I had to watch again.
I haven't seen it twice. I liked the first round.
See, I only remember the first round. I don't remember the other.
guys
No, we didn't. We did not.
I've seen
We
Scott.
got it. Sully.
I like Scott's idea. I just think it's realistically, how many people can you move through this thing in an hour?
So my plan was, all right, we're going to have, I mean, these aren't going to be giant rooms. They're probably going to be maybe like a 8x8 room, because they don't need to be that big. But if you have probably like 6 or 7 of these in the theater or in the area where the theater is, because those theaters are huge, you could probably get like 6 or 7. It won't take much more than 35 to 40 seconds of you going in there to sneak in there, go in there, scare your person, and then go out and scan your magic band. Your real, I guess the people eater is the creating your monster. So while you create your monster, they usher one at a time. They go through there. As you finish creating your monster, the next person goes.
I would want the second part more elaborate than the first.
Well, it's still elaborate because it's going to be a real-time environment.
It sounds like you're talking more. Your pre-show is your main event then. Because if that's where a majority of if that's where a majority of your attraction is taking like test track, the actual ride to the attraction is your attraction. It's the pre-show is making the car.
That's my idea.
I like your idea, Scott.
I want to make the whole thing Monsters University, and like I said, when you're done, you walk out, and I would actually make an exit through Mickey Star Traders, or now the Monsters University bookstore, so you can buy the T-shirt with the Greek letters that you just rushed.
But how does that match? How does that mix into Tomorrowland?
You know, that's the whole thing. I don't think I honestly, I don't think there's a theme enough to Tomorrowland to care what you put in there, as long as it's some sort of like sci-fi-ish.
See, you know what I think it is for me? I don't really care for this movie enough. And it was, in my opinion, one of my least favorite Pixar movies.
What?
It's not something I necessarily need to watch. Monsters Inc. 1 is awesome. University was kind of, it wasn't that great of a movie to me. If I have to rank my Pixar movies, it's definitely towards the bottom. I'm not saying it to be, it just is what it is for me. I enjoyed it, but it wasn't great. And I
don't even like MILF.
I mean, look, maybe I got a different take out of the movie. I just think it's one of those things like, you ever been told you can't do something? That's Monsters University.
I do like me some Mike Wazowski. So
I missed, Scott, I want to apologize. I missed most of what you were talking about because I had to go to the bathroom. And my wife bought me these new boxer briefs that don't have a pee hole in them. So I'm like, trying to find a way to get my business out. And then there's a hat in the urinal the kid's supposed to poop in. And I'm trying to pee around that. It's all of a sudden going to the bathroom was like double dare. I thought Mark Summers was going to jump out from behind the shower curtain and start hitting me with questions.
So what I'm hearing is you couldn't figure out how to work your new underwear.
So actually, Mikey, you know what? I just found the cold opening.
Mikey couldn't figure out how to work his new underwear.
There's no pee hole. I got a problem with that, but they're comfortable and they breathe well. Scott, I'm totally with you on Monsters Inc. needing a little more love. To be quite honest, I see Laugh Floor probably going next after Stich.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Which is a shame because I think it caters more to the adults that go in there because of the interaction with the family. And if you watch that, very rarely do any of the characters actually pick on. I don't say pick. I mean they don't single out the kids. It's almost always the adults. So that attraction is kind of geared more toward the adults that are there with families. And I do. I see. Honestly, I see the theater attractions.
I think
scaled back.
MILF is amazing.
No, I love it. I really do because it doesn't try to be something it's not. It doesn't pin you in your seat and then blow cootie juice in your face. Okay, it keeps it real.
I am, Mikey. I don't think it goes away for one reason. It is a people eater. That theater holds a lot of people in it.
But if people aren't going to it, it doesn't matter.
There's always a wait for Monsters Inc.
It does, but it's also who cares? Who cares if it patronizes to adults? The kids love it, and they have to have something that adults want to go to.
Mom and Dad. No, Trenton, I'm not telling you why I want it gone. I'm saying that ultimately I think it ends up, you know what? Since you have a lot to say, let's hear what you have to say about what should replace Stich, Trenton.
Yeah.
You go ahead. Drop your knowledge bomb on me, because, I'm the one you got to impress. I'm your Trump.
So we're going to start with Sunny Eclipse. That motherfucker's got to go.
Good.
Evicted.
You're
Go back
done.
to you, Nork.
So my main idea when we started talking about this topic, I went. The restaurant is my main idea. So Sunny Eclipse, that motherfucker is evicted. He's done. So I don't know how many people are familiar with Japanese restaurant culture or sushi culture. So we're going to start with the restaurant. It's going to be a sushi in San Francisco hipster food restaurant. You sit at your table, and a conveyor belt goes by you constantly. And the color of the plate determines the cost of what you are eating. Be it sushi, be it chicken wings, be it a hamburger, be it spring rolls. Whatever you pick off the conveyor belt, you're going to eat. And when your waitress comes back, she's going to charge you for the color of your plate. Be it 10 plates, be it 1 plate. So, in San Francisco, as Mikey would say, my favorite. I love the way Mikey says San Francisco.
You like the way I say San Francisco? I
Nope.
say it the same way you do.
Yeah, that was the
Yeah, I was just trying to
Everybody says
figure out what the difference is.
When I wake up in the morning, I put on my pants one leg at a time, just like all the comments.
And by one leg at a time, he means Boston holds him and he jumps off the bed and he tries to land inside of him.
There is a somersault involved. Don't sell my ass short.
I would never sell that ass short, Mikey. Anyway, so you walk into this restaurant, you sit down wherever you want. Your waitress or waiter, so your server comes up to you and says, "Hey, pick what you want off the conveyor belt. And whatever you pick, you pay for." So that's the restaurant. Because Sunny Eclipse, I mean, you guys, what's your idea on Sunny Eclipse? What do you think?
I'm in.
He needs to go.
Yeah,
I'm in.
I've only had fun in Sunny Clips one time, and that was our last trip when we did a drunk sing-along with Mouse Rants and sang all his songs.
Hang on. I want to know where you got the drunk part, because I missed that at Sunny Eclipse.
We drank before we got there.
We drank before we got there.
Also, okay. Well, you must have gone straight to
So
him then.
it's got to go.
The last time I saw Sunny Eclipse, he was behind a curtain and plastic bagged.
My
and
kids
you should-
enjoyed
you
it.
should
I
stay there.
enjoyed it.
Were you trying to kill Sunny Eclipse that you were behind a curtain with plastic bags and Sunny Eclipse?
If I could, I would.
Fair enough.
Did you go full David Carradine?
Sounds like he kind of went full Dexter on it with the plastic bags and everything to me. So
Hey, no one would miss him. Well, someone would.
So that's the restaurant. You pick your sushi. You want a spicy tuna roll? You want a bacon cheeseburger? It's gonna come around eventually. You take it off the conveyor belt and you fucking eat it. So
How about the luggage claim trying to get my dinner?
Yeah, it's gonna come around eventually. So how long
like
is this food gonna be traveling around this fucking conveyor belt before somebody eats it?
that is a very traditional Japanese style of restaurant, and Scott can defend it.
Okay,
Look,
Scott's been to England.
Listen, Scott's gonna
I've never been to
say it
Japan.
right now.
Never been to Japan.
Scott's an Anglophile. He's not a Japan-phile.
My idea for the ride, we're tearing Stich's fucking Great Escape completely out, and we're gonna take a downtown trip to San Francisco. Do you want to battle your robot against someone else's robot in your party? So much like Scott,
Is this cockfighting?
It's much like cockfighting, but it's much like what Scott said. You enter the ride, and it's much like Test Track. You design your robot. You design the power. You design the speed. You design the idea of how it has agility. All of that. And you're going to go into a one-on-one virtual reality idea with the person that you are fighting your robot against, and you are going to battle your robot. You're going to have on your gloves, your virtual reality gloves, and your virtual reality your eyewear, and you're going to fight the other robot in question.
To the death.
To the death in Magic Kingdom.
In Magic Kingdom.
Oh, and Michael Eisner was worried. Michael Eisner was worried about aliens being R-rated.
This ain't the Magic Kingdom. This is the Thunderdome. 2 bots enter, 1 bot leaves.
So you're gonna design your robot just like Test Track. You get to pick all the aspects, and you get to fight your friends. So that's what it is. You eat sushi, hamburgers, and you're gonna fight your friends.
And that sushi could be traveling around the belt for 2 hours, but
Nope, it's
you get
still
sushi.
fresh.
No, not for
It's
2 hours.
2 hours, motherfucker.
It could be. If you just say it's somebody's traveling around that belt, and eventually somebody's going to pick
in
it.
there the whole time.
Trenton, is that the extent of your pitch to the board? Because the board's ready to.
Yeah,
I'm ready to
tear
tear
it
this
apart,
shit apart.
motherfuckers. Let's go.
Okay, like Tim said, there's a spicy tuna roll. Maybe not everyone likes spicy tuna rolls. And
It
that
could sit
spicy
on there
tuna
for an
roll's
hour.
gone around a couple times.
An hour and a half. 2 hours.
Are they throwing that food out? Because now
Yeah.
you're costing my company a lot of money.
Yeah, they are.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Disney
And
is not
let me tell you
using top shelf tuna. Let's be honest.
Yeah, that brings to my next point. I'm in Magic Kingdom. Okay, Columbia Harbor House has a hard enough time drawing people
Well-
in.
Yeah.
No, but to be fair, he didn't just say raw fish. You're also going to have cold hamburgers flying around this travel line, too.
Conveyor belt.
Fried fish. You were gonna have raw fish?
Cold hamburgers, yeah. Cold congealed hamburgers.
It's supply and demand. You make it as it goes.
I don't hate the idea, but that just... It's just... Yeah.
And let's not
I think
even mention you want me to
it's
put my
highbrow-
hands in a pair of VR gloves that somebody else had just put their sweaty hands
some
in.
of the no, but I've seen some of. I actually know some of the restaurants that Trenton's talking about. I haven't ever been to one. Usually, it's just sushi. It's not like hot anything, and that would be, I think, my biggest concern with it. If you've had cold tempura, it's disgusting.
And I think Trenton's idea works fine if that's the way your food is delivered
get
to
it.
you after you
I'm
order
trying
it.
to mix San Francisco into it.
I think you would have had a better chance at just retheming the restaurant to the Lucky Lotus.
You're
Cafe.
right. No,
Hey,
you're right.
no,
I would have
Trenton,
much
that's what I
preferred
said.
to not have any American food.
But
no
no, that,
chicken
but
wings
the
to melt
thing
your
was-
face off.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
I
I would have
think that
preferred
would
to
resonate
just
more
have.
with people because
and
they
there's
know
many cafes in Tokyo that are just conveyor belt sushi cafes.
But that was Aunt Cass's thing is she would have made things like chicken wings with the sauce that makes your face
Exactly,
rub off.
and that is why I went with the hybrid restaurant.
Trenton,
Right.
can I come to your defense, Trenton?
Please.
Yes, Mikey, someone needs to.
Someone
needs to.
I'm here for this guy because, first off, I want to say I love the idea of going in there and a la Test Track making your own bot to do battle with. That is freaking genius. So genius. I used it in episode 17 of Three Sheets to the Mouse.
I was honest
I
with you when
asked
you
this
asked me,
before
and I
the
said
question.
yes.
We did
Somebody
it.
else used
We
it,
just-
but I couldn't remember who it was.
I thought
And
it was
everybody
episode-
else said
I
no, it
thought
never
we were
happened
talking about
before, and I'm
episode-
like,
Oh.
no, I remember somebody else saying this.
I forgot about that episode.
I was not a host then, so
No, you were a member of the group, and as a member of the group, we expect you to listen to the episodes when they come out. Especially when Mikey has a really, really, really good one. That I was
so
sober
we
for.
have great minds think alike.
They do. Except my ride was better because you don't really have a ride, but I can totally dig on. I'm trying. Scott, help me out here. Tim, what do you think?
Look, I do like the bot fighting idea.
Yeah,
but look, if you're gonna talk,
There's not one. Morimoto is the only overpriced sushi restaurant on
They also
property.
have some really good sushi at
false. They have got sushi at the kiosk in front
good
of the Japan
sushi, top of
Pavilion.
the world.
No,
And
no,
it's
I
a-
said
it's
no,
a
okay,
snack
okay,
credit.
Good
Yeah.
sushi.
There's
on
good
property.
sushi. You just have to find. You have to look for it.
also good sushi. Tokyo
didn't know they
Dining's
had
got really
sushi
good
there.
sushi. Yeah.
Hey, Chef Mickey's didn't give me the shits.
Only person ever.
They do have that
do?
California rolls.
I don't consider California
California
rolls.
Hey, dude, the lobster mac and cheese was mac and cheese with
But
fake
California
lobster
Grill
meat.
has amazing sushi.
California Grill has really good fucking sushi. Trenton, no, I do like the idea. The only problem I have is the same problem that some people had with mine is the put through on an attraction like that. How long is that bot fight?
3
gonna
minutes.
last? And if it's 1-on-1, okay, so you have a 3-minute ride with how many theaters can you do? If you're doing 8x8, you can't get more than
you
6
do
or
a
7 theaters in
2-on-2, and you do 8 theaters at once.
That's very low capacity.
So that's
okay.
How are you
that's
fitting
6
8 theaters in there?
that's 32 people in 3 minutes. That's
Scott's gonna
this
do
is
math.
where the lawyer needs a calculator. 32
Times 20.
times 20. 640 people an hour.
That's very low.
640 people an
That's
hour is
very
super
fucking low.
fucking low.
Right, but it's
Okay,
Magic
let's
Kingdom.
hang on, Trenton. Hang on. I'm in Trenton's corner here. Stitch's Great Escape does what? 150 people
Lot more
per
than that.
15 minutes?
A lot
Not
more
much.
than that.
More
Not
than that.
much.
Hang on, though.
two
Hang
theaters.
on.
No, it's more than that because it's 2 theaters.
No,
No, it's 2. It's 2.
I
Or
think
is
I
it
looked at
4
the
they look
ride.
theaters?
they look like boobs from above.
I thought I saw where they did like
The
150
diagrams.
people every 15 minutes, which isn't too far off from Trenton's estimation. I'm trying,
I wanna
Trenton.
look this
I mean,
up.
you know,
Scott, you're
everybody's think
wrong.
alike aside, and the fact
It's 162 people per show. How long is the show? Does anybody know?
It's 162 per show. There are 2 shows every 17 minutes.
Who said it was 7? Who said the show was
So-
17 minutes long?
So 340.
Yeah, so you're looking at.
So you're looking at
Triple.
340 people every 15 minutes.
All right, so
Roughly.
340 times 4.
is this Trenton's
That's-
first attraction?
That is
thing
actually
with this.
that is actually double Trenton's capacity.
Yeah.
Okay, is this Trenton's first like for reals
Yeah.
Armchair Imagineer
No.
episode with us?
I think
Okay,
so.
we pick everybody
Mountain?
picks their stuff apart, man.
No, Trenton, it's a
David
good
Decker.
idea. Some small logistic things, but not a bad idea.
Says the guy whose idea got shit on first.
It would be a slow idea, yes.
All
but
ideas would get
it would
shit
be
on
a
at
thing
some
that would
point.
draw people to Magic Kingdom. So the problem is it's going to, with Hollywood Studios and Animal Kingdom, Magic Kingdom is going to need draws.
It's got a draw, and it's in the middle of the park. It's the first thing you see when you go down Main Street.
No. With Pandora and with Star Wars Land, Magic Kingdom is going to need help. Nope. Magic Kingdom is going to need help.
For
And you're
children
not going
is
to do it
always
with
having to draw.
150
People are going
an
to
hour
wait
back.
in line. People are going to wait in line. Yes,
Yeah,
they
the
are.
lines for that would be outrageous.
Trent, let me tell you something. I'm gonna drop some knowledge again on you.
Sorry, Dad.
In 2 years' time, when Star Wars Galaxy Edge opens, Magic Kingdom will still have more attendance per year than any other park.
Always does.
It will always do it. It's not an issue.
It's an
Magic
icon
Kingdom's
thing.
draw is not an issue. Let me tell you something. Magic Kingdom gets more guests than both Universal parks combined.
Okay, Trenton, I know we've all kind of spent some time, throwing shade on your little, San Francisco. Okay, mostly me, but I'm with you. Hey, you know what? You stand on the shoulders of giants to achieve greatness, and I can appreciate that.
We wouldn't do it if we didn't love them, though.
I want to know, maybe someone has a very different idea of what's next. Okay, so Tim, what have you got to occupy Stich? Because that's
bald
the thing
ass
here,
pop
is
pop.
Occupy Stich.
All right, so I'm going with a lesser known, lesser appreciated
Atlantis?
IP. Not quite as shitty.
No, we got a decade. We got
It's one decade, and mine barely makes it. And it's Meet the Robinsons.
I was hoping somebody would do this because after I made mine, all I could think of is, I hope someone does, because that's an excellent IP that nobody
Sure,
remembers.
here's the rub, because I'm phoning it in just like Disney did. I'm not changing the theater at all.
No, I was hoping somebody would keep it as a theater too.
You're
Because
going
when
to
I
keep the
saying
theater in the
like-
round, and Lewis and Wilbur are going to host this thing, and they're gonna bring Tiny from the future.
It's got to be dinosaurs.
Yeah, it's got to be dinosaurs.
Magic Kingdom is missing dinosaurs, if anything.
And listen, you already have the
got
center
these
tube
little
where they bring
arms.
Stitch in, and they brought the alien in from extraterrestrial. So we're gonna bring Tiny in, and he's gonna come in, and he's gonna be wearing the mini Doris. So he's still gonna be controlled by the bowler hat guy. That's when things get interesting,
Okay.
because the bowler hat guy is gonna show up, and your job in the audience, you're going to get a virtual reality kind of gun or whatever, and you're going to have to shoot the mini Doris off of Tiny to get him out of the control of the bowler hat guy and bring him back as the Robinson's pet, is what he should be.
Now, it's not going to matter how many people actually hit Tiny. Is
Right.
the Doris going to come off at a
The
certain
Doris is
time
going to,
limit?
yeah.
Just,
Well, yeah, if you don't, the Doris is going to come off at a certain time limit. It's going to come off every time. Because
do I
it's
get
Disney.
points for how many times I actually hit it, though?
If you hit
You
the
can.
volcano, you get 999,000.
Yes, but you won't be a galactic hero. You'll be something, but you won't be a
that's-
galactic hero.
That's fine. I just want to be something. I've been that guy, but I want to be something else.
Yeah. You can win a bronze bowler hat trophy, I guess, if you want.
Fuck it, I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm going to watch every YouTube video on this shit.
And when Tiny appears, he's gonna say his famous line: "I got a big head and little arms."
Oh my god.
That's the
when
best line in the whole
heard
fucking
that
movie.
Line. I don't know how long we laughed for, but it was well past what would have been acceptable.
Oh, same here.
It was just, oh my gosh. I want to say we saw it at like the drive-in theater, and we were just like literally rolling in the grass and the dirt, laughing.
See,
so
we only
hard.
saw it once we got it from the Disney Movie Club. We never saw it in the theater.
And it's Tom Selleck. It's Tom Selleck.
It's Tom Selleck. You got Adam West. You got Angela Bassett. I mean, it's an all-star. Harlan Williams. It's an all-star cast. I mean, obviously you
It's a
can't
great
get
cast
Adam
for
West
adults.
Yeah.
to come back
It
for
really
this,
is. It really is an underrated.
and it's the
Without a
first
doubt.
film released after Pixar's John Lasseter became chief creative officer at Walt Disney Animation Studios.
You know, this movie, like the whole premise of this movie is a direct quote from Uncle Walt himself about keep moving forward. Was the theme from this movie from when it opened to when it finished, and I think the fact that Disney said, yeah, let's use that as an homage to Uncle Walt. and then they did nothing with it after it left the box office.
Yeah.
It's just like,
It's like a
come
slap
on,
in the
guys.
face.
I mean,
It didn't do well.
it's not like it was a bad movie. It was a great.
I loved it.
think
I
it was a
enjoyed
good
it.
I love the movie. It didn't do well.
No.
Because they didn't have any flashy marketing behind
right.
it.
I agree.
Nothing. There was no talking fish. There was no princesses and princes. It was, I'm sorry, we made a good story. No one liked it. I'm sorry.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're 100% right.
Tim, my only issue is that's a big animatronic in such a tiny space.
Well, but
Wasn't the alien pretty big too?
Well, you have the tube, but then you have the area around the tube is pretty big, so you just knock that out and make that whole thing bigger.
You get a big tube.
Bigger
Bigger tube. You put a bigger tube in.
Okay, but you got to bring this T-Rex up from the floor in a big tube.
Well, you could be hiding in the tube, and you just lower the
No,
tube.
you could, because what you do is you turn off the lights and lower them
Yeah.
down from the ceiling. Yeah, you could.
There's
do
a
that.
bunch of different ways.
Well, because you listen, you
from
lower
the ceiling, from the floor. It
doesn't matter because you lower Sonny Eclipse and his whole spaceship piano fucking thing out
Yeah.
of the ceiling.
But I really
they
like.
had a big facade in front of it.
I really like that for the first time in 46 episodes, Tim has done what Disney would actually do. And not actually change. Yeah.
They'd phone
and
it
not
in.
actually change the building. This is exactly what Disney would do is they would, and I have a very realizing fear that they are going to just keep this a theater in the round.
And that's what bothered me about this because I was like, I know what I would want to do, but I was like, this is what Disney's probably going to do. So this is what I'm.
Well, they are now because they're like, WDI is like, shit, yeah, fucking gold, man.
We spent all our money on gondolas. Let's fucking just do that over here.
They're gonna hear They're gonna hear Tim's idea. They're gonna be like, "Yeah, let's do it, and we can make a sequel." Is Tom Selleck still alive?
He is.
Barely.
Hey, he's an American treasure.
He is.
Just
Magnum
like
PI.
just like Nicolas Cage.
Which, by the way,
Put him in the Sackets.
Chippendale's Rescue
where it
Rangers
goes.
was modeled after Tom Selleck, Magnum PI, and Indiana Jones.
There you
Yes,
go.
it was. So
And let me just say, I would totally watch a movie with Magnum PI and Indiana Jones in it. That I would pay however much Hollywood wanted for that movie.
At this
You
point,
could-
it's probably going to be like a grumpier old guys movie. It's going to be like,
oh god,
I like
Because
Grumpy
they're
Old
even
Man.
better.
Dirty
Even
Old Man.
better. Oh my
a
gosh.
bucket list.
yeah,
Grumpy old agents.
Las Vegas.
Yeah.
But no, Tim, good idea. It's just got it's got a little bit logistics for the bringing Tiny down, because that's a big animatronic for that small space. No pun intended.
Tim
not really that
Scott's
small.
wrong, and I want to be the first person to say I want more dinosaurs in Magic Kingdom.
Right?
I get that, but like you're talking. Like,
I also
are you
want them
talking
in
like-
Animal Kingdom,
how-
and I want them
They are in
in
Animal Kingdom.
They're in Animal
in Epcot. There's dinosaurs in Animal Kingdom? Where?
Dinosaur.
Dino Land.
Oh,
The whole
Fair enough.
Dino Land.
I mean,
Oh shit!
I meant to say I want them in Hollywood Studios,
Never been to Dino Land before.
and I want them in
What
Epcot.
about Gertie?
I think dinosaurs need to be everywhere.
There's a
have them in
dinosaur.
So Disney
Epcot.
should own the rights
There's a dinosaur in
That T-Rex.
There's
Hollywood Studios.
Gertie.
Yeah.
Gertie.
Huh?
That's the Loch Ness monster.
Goddamn Loch Ness monster.
So Adam, go ahead and tell us what your idea is for what you'd put in Stitch's opening. Dog fucker.
All right. Well, I'm also not doing too much damage to the theater. I'm keeping it kind of the same, but I'm putting Wally. I'm going to get those really comfy chairs that kind of recline, and I want to make it sort of a planetarium thing. But I want a 3D planetarium thing. So you're going to get the 3D glasses and everything else. You're going to get the nice comfy chairs that lay back. So you're looking up at the screen. You're going to turn it into a dome. And you're going to have that. Nothing wrong with that. Hell, every good theme park needs a good nap ride. And I'm also going to do the scene with Wally and Eva when they're dancing through the stars. And I think that would be really cool. You can still keep the stadium. I also are going to do by and large for outside. For the restaurant, you're going to have your Slurpee machine in the Magic Kingdom. But I think it just, you know what? I don't want to do too much damage to the space. It's not a huge space. There's not much you can do to it. And I think just putting a dome and a little bit of a planetarium feel in there would be just a good show. Give it a good show. I mean, you having a great 4D experience, which still pulls in a decent crowd with Mickey's PhilharMagic, and that attraction has been there forever.
So, can I have a request?
Yes.
Can we have Sigourney Weaver actually be like the ship's steering wheel, and she narrates the whole fucking ride?
Why not? Why not?
That would be epic.
Because she comes down.
You have
from
like
the
a steering
ceiling.
wheel. You have a ship's steering wheel come down, and it's Sigourney Weaver, which also ties into kind of extraterrestrial.
Of course, she comes down from the ceiling, and then she does the whole theater thing. And then she can point out constellations. It could be a little bit more edutainment, a little bit, not overkill though, but I would love to see a 3D Wally. You walk out of the attraction, there's a meet and greet with Wally and Eve, which I think is missing. Wally's one of my favorite characters of all time, always will be. The ice cream bar is now a by and large Slurpee area, where why not? Why the fuck not?
Thank you, come again.
Yes. Why? But why not? When you think by and large, what do you think? 7-Eleven. So the first thing I saw when I saw the
I think
by
Amazon.
and large
No,
logo,
I think Amazon.
I think Walmart.
Amazon.
I thought Slurpees. But I think it would just be a cute little something that would bring more attention to that area.
What's your time on the show?
You can keep it about the same length.
Okay. Yeah, because I think any longer, and I think you'll lose interest.
Well, that's
and
it.
It just becomes.
It doesn't have to be crazy, but and then you could show them coming back to Earth and replanting. And I think I would love a planetarium show. I think Disney World in general needs something with a planetarium in it.
I got nothing bad to say about this. I love this. I love this idea because, I mean, anybody who knows me knows I love space exploration. I'm a Trekkie. I love Star Wars. I love sci-fi and planetarium and learning about stars and constellations and different celestial bodies like supernovas, red dwarfs. Yeah, I got nothing, man.
And you've got to have the
you bring in the character with the Wally, and you have them pretty much. You have Eva narrate it because she speaks, and she speaks well.
Well, no, see, I would say you'd have John Ratzenberger and Kathy and Jimmy reprise their roles as John and Mary, because then you could throw like the whole romanticism thing in, and they met.
But
Wally.
No, I think it's too much with them. I really much prefer to have Wally and Eva at the end dance through like they do.
Well, that's how you do at the end, but you can have like at the beginning.
No, I don't need the fat Americans sitting in a chair. I don't think that'll go over well.
But
and I think
that's the whole point of your ride. You were going to sit us in comfortable chairs and give us Slurpees.
Tim's got an amazing point though, because
John Ratzenberger is Pixar.
Right, John Ratzenberger is Pixar, and who was also in the original extraterrestrial
Sigourney Weaver
attraction? No. Kathy and Jimmy was in that.
Oh, was she? I didn't know that.
Yes, she was.
Oh, she's one of the Sanderson sisters.
Yes.
She is.
And she's also a Sister Act nun.
Yeah.
But I also want the little screens on the side that'll tell you the constellations you're flying by. And
I like this.
Yeah, a little edutainment.
Yeah.
Well, Mikey, I give you the host seat for 1 week, and you fuck up and let Adam go before you.
I steal somewhat of his idea. I just like the idea. I always love Wally. I want a meet and greet with Wally in the worst way. It's my next tattoo, and it's already been planned.
I don't think there's anything bad to say about this.
I can't say anything bad about it because, now I'm stealing his idea just like Trenton stole mine. from June.
Well, we didn't talk about it beforehand, so I knew somebody was going to steal it. I just didn't know which one of you fuckers were going to.
I mean, realistically, if you're putting an IP in a Tomorrowland,
Yes.
Wally just seems like the go-to IP.
Really?
And I'm going to say
Because you
first
don't
off,
think that Big Hero 6 is the go-to?
Well, no,
I
because
put it in Epcot already, Trent.
yeah.
No,
yeah,
I
that's
get
the
it.
thing.
I
So
get
did
it,
Scott, for
but
that matter.
A lot of people put it, and that's why I avoided it.
Well,
because
Because
no, look, I do think that Big Hero 6 would fit in Tomorrowland, but when Mikey's right, Wally is perfect for Tomorrowland because over the last 10 years, what other franchise takes place in the future? Because in Big Hero 6, they still have cars and trolleys. In Wally, they got spaceships and hover chairs. Mikey, obviously, based on your reaction, I think that you are going in a similar direction. But take us on a hopefully different journey.
yeah, it's a little bit different. I got 15 pages of notes here.
all right, I'm going to sleep now.
Wait,
You got a minute and a half.
I got to go to work tomorrow.
My feature is, I even gave it a name. I call it the Axiom Accident, featuring Wally, or with Wally. I'm going to expand the footprint of Stich by taking up most of that building. I'm definitely taking out Anti-Gravity, Star Traders, and the defibrillator area there. But I want to leave the restaurant, and I'll touch on that later. So my basic ride concept takes place far enough after the events of Wall-E in the movie, to the point that humanity has recolonized Earth for a couple of generations. All right, and you are entering a by and large research center as members of one of the first 3 generations of terrestrials, and they're doing an ongoing study to see how the reacclimation of Earth and its atmosphere has affected you. So you get in line, and you know you meet the cast members, and they explain to you, thank you for coming for the research, and yada yada yada. You end up getting into a vehicle. It's a trackless vehicle, okay, which is going to be a lot like what they got going into formerly the Great Movie Ride, but now Mickey Mouse's Ren and Stimpy Adventure.
That's funny.
But this vehicle is built so the actual wheels that propel it are kind of set toward the inside, and it's raised up, but it has a skirt, so it gives it the illusion that it's actually hovering. You can't actually see what's lifting it up off the ground from your perspective. So when you get into it, it's got some shocks and they kind of give a little bit to give you the illusion that it's actually hovering. You get into it, and as it starts taking you away, the onboard headset is going to be telling you about the upcoming research that you're going to be going through, and this and that. And if you're willing to participate in this extra research, you're welcome to put on this VR, or you're welcome to put on this headset, which is a VR headset. You can put it on to participate in a secondary research. For, you know, it does like some ocular calibration and so on and so forth. So basically, you've got 2 rides in one. If you wear the VR headset, you get a slightly different ride. Whereas if you're not wearing it, like for kids and such, you get more of a standard kind of dark ride experience that takes place in the Wall-E kind of universe. So as this thing goes, the premise is that you're in this research lab, you're in a vehicle, but the vehicle actually breaks down while you're en route to the research center, and it kind of simulates an actual breakdown. So you hear these, you know, please stay in the vehicle. The vehicle, you know, like when an actual attraction breaks down, you hear that. So you're kind of like, oh shit, things broke down. It's brand new. What the hell, Disney? But then this little bitty droid comes out of the corner, little maintenance droid comes out and gets right in front of it. And since everything's trackless, it's no big deal. He comes right out and he grabs in front of it. He takes a look at things all the way around it. Basically, he deems that the vehicle is dysfunctional, and it gets sent off to maintenance. Well, the funny thing is, maintenance happens to be on the Axiom, which is in a low Earth orbit overhead. So you go with this little, the vehicle goes forward, takes a turn, and goes through these little doors, and you end up getting taken up to the Axiom, which you weren't expecting because now you're in outer space. So now, because this thing is dysfunctional, it's trying to drive around on the Axiom, and, you got these lighted pathways that they used in WALL-E that tell you where your vehicle's going. Well, it's not following any of those, and it's being pursued by these security bots behind it.
Mo!
And it's kind of a Keystone Cops kind of thing.
It's going to be filmed like Mo. You got to follow. Mo's going to follow you.
Yeah. Well, Mo comes in at the end.
Oh, sorry.
So,
okay.
Whoa there, Pop.
Sorry.
But you've got...
I'm excited for this. I'm jumping the gun. I'm excited for this.
You're going through corridors, and you're going through like behind the scenes corridors where you're going through like where like all the wires and the pipes and stuff are, because you're taking, this I don't want to call it a chariot, but your vehicle is trying to avoid all these bots that are trying to pin it in, because it's like, it's like Johnny Five, I'm alive, And of course, if you're wearing the VR headset, you got a full 360 degree where you can look around behind you and in front of you, and everything is rendered in crisp detail. And it's slightly different, because at one point what I want in this ride is, if you're in the VR headset, you end up leaving the security of the vehicle. You end up accidentally getting pushed out an airlock. Okay, and it can work in where if you're not wearing the headset, something else happens that you would see in regular, 3D space. But with the headset on, this vehicle kind of does like a 360-degree spin, and you get pushed out the airlock. So if you have a headset on, then you get to see the Axiom from the outside as you're going around. And this is similar to when Wally and Eve are flying around with the fire extinguisher. Okay? I wanted something a lot like that. You got little thrusters at the front of this vehicle that keep propelling you along, and it's kind of pushing you backwards. So at this point in the actual ride, if you're not wearing the headset, you see things as though you're going backwards. So you see the bots coming at you, and you're backing up and stuff like that. But, if you're wearing the VR headset, then you actually get an interaction with Eve, as she helps you get back into the hangar of the Axiom to get you back down, and she looks at you and points her little arm out and says, "Go," because she's a woman of few words.
Yeah.
And this kind of coincides with the actual bot, the regular 3D world aspect of it. If you come back in, and the machine decides to move you forwards, and you go forwards, you take a right or a left, whatever, and then there's all these security bots in front of you, and they're like, they're closing in on you, and your vehicle's backing up because you don't want anything to do with it, and they just keep backing you up, and you end up going into this little corridor, and these doors close in front of you, because basically you entered a corridor for another gravity lift that takes you back down to the By and Large research facility. So the security bots have done their job, in that they've basically corralled you into a safe location. You get sent back down to By and Large, where your little, if you're wearing VR goggles, because it's a headset that has speakers built into it, it's explaining to you that there's something wrong. The calibration has lost. Please remove the headset. Something's error. Please remove. And it tells you that long enough where you're like, oh shit, okay, I need to take it off, because it's not giving you anything else except an error message. You know what? If I was clever, it'd even give you the Windows blue screen. You take your Microsoft may have a problem with that.
They might.
But you take your headset off.
Unless they were a sponsor and they had a sense of humor and can make fun of themselves.
It's Microsoft. They don't have a sense of humor.
No, they don't.
It'd be, if they were a sponsor, it'd be for Surface.
Yeah.
But you take your headset off and you hang it up, and you see the rest of the people in your cart with you, which I'm expecting they will probably hold 4 to 6 people. Probably 6, 3 rows too wide. You're traveling on a trackless, track, and you end up going, and there's your cast member that welcomes you back from your trip to the research facility, and she thanks you for participating in because she's clueless that you've been gone on the Axiom, because that was a total fluke. But as you're exiting, you see these big screens set up that are warning people of potential illegal adventurers or unauthorized space travelers, and that's where you see the picture of your whole car. And that's why it gives you the message to take off your headset, is so your headset's going to be off when the camera flash goes off to take a picture of your cart with, unauthorized access and stuff like all over it. So you realize that, the security's after you, but you've already managed to get off of it. And, of course, you exit through a by and large gift shop because, there's been like virtually zero by and large merchandise released. There's been Wally, but nothing from by and large. And I think to finalize all of this, while I want to keep the quick serve aspect of Cosmic Rays, I do want to retheme it to a more by and large kind of thing. And what I want to do is actually, and this is stepping out a little bit, I want to keep the concept of a musical number where Sunny Eclipse is, but I want to use more of like a droid, and it's going to be a woman, and her name is Anne. Droid.
Droid.
Wah wah wah.
Or you can call her Annie or Anna. I don't care what you call
Anna?
her. She can be
Do you
Anna,
want to build
and
a
she can have like
snowman?
some chrome. I'll build a Froman. She'll come out and about every 15 or 20 minutes set is what she'll basically do. And the reason I say 15 to 20 minutes is because it's actually performed live, similar to Turtle Talk with Crush. You've got someone actually performing and interacting with the audience, but controlling this droid, whether they're moving left or moving right or looking left or looking right, to interact with the audience and, answer questions, make jokes, do a few songs, and then, she'll go back away. You know what? She could even take requests for Disney songs. And then she goes away. And you know what? Shit. I'll eat there. I don't care what the food is like. I'm good. And, I'll buy the merch. Because Wally. And I forgot about this part. For the Wally aspect of it, when you're on the space elevator coming back down, and you take your glasses off, one of the little bitty cubes that's there is Wally, and he's kind of an animatronic that opens up and moves around and stuff and looks around on your way down, and then you leave the elevator. He stays behind on the elevator because he's a fixed animatronic. But when Mo comes, and you mentioned Mo, and I skipped. I suck at doing stuff like this because I have these notes in front of me, and then I panic and I don't see well, and I skip whole paragraphs. Mo comes out when you come back down because you're from space. And he's trying to clean up behind you because you're space germs. But Mo is there, and Wally is there, and I'm horrible. And much like Adam, I want a Wally meet and greet. I want a life-size Wally. I want to see Mo. When you're writing this without the VR headset on, the animatronics for these robots are there. A lot of them are off in the distance. Okay, guys, pick it apart. Pick it apart. Give me the shit.
The only
Give me
thing
the
that I'm
business.
concerned about is your last part, because I don't think the technology's there enough to do it.
For the
For the
singing part with the eatery.
You had me
Android.
until you got to Android.
No, it's totally there. It's totally there.
me-
No.
They're still trying
It's
to get
there?
it right with what they have. Like, they have...
No, okay, when I say Android, I'm not talking about the bartender.
No, neither am I.
From
I'm talking
that
about
Chris
like
Pratt
if
movie.
If you've seen the living character initiative stuff, it's still struggling a bit.
I want this to look honest to God I don't want any fake flesh on this.
It doesn't...
I want this to just be shiny and
can't-
silver, and it moves left to right. Is all
But
I'm
you're
looking
also
for.
looking for it to have full visual to interact with the audience, and
It just has to turn the head 15 degrees right, 15 degrees left. The audience will buy into it.
I think the issue is the real-time aspect of this woman's vocals combined with the movement of this
there's a
android
lot
robot
here.
animatronic.
It's not a
You
screen.
can do it with an Xbox controller.
It doesn't work that easy.
First of all, if someone is hired to perform as a vocalist, now you've got a union here involved, and they're going to want to have FaceTime.
No.
They don't have that on Monsters,
They
Inc.
don't even have that on the Muppets Living Initiative.
Yeah, or Laugh Floor or
but
Turtle
those
Talk.
things don't run. Turtle Talk doesn't run consistently because it's a computer screen. At the end of the day, it's easy to control. It's easy to manipulate. Once they start
but someone is still on the back end of that with an Xbox controller, and they're moving that turtle left and right.
But it's
and
not
with their
an
other thumbstick,
actual.
They're looking
but
left and
it's
looking
not an
right.
actual robot. They're having more problems with getting the timing right with the mouth movements. With the
There's no mouth.
How is it singing?
I don't want this to look like a person. I don't want this to look like a person. It needs to
I'm
look
not
like
a robot.
a bot.
But the bot's mouth still has to move. I'm just saying, not like
It
lips,
doesn't have to move.
but-
It just needs to do something. It can use like basically your waveform aspect of a simple
It's
Adobe
harder
After
than
Effects
you think.
plug-in.
Let's get to the other
across the mouth.
Let's get to the other elephant in the room. Mikey, your track.
Yeah. The length of that
Or
track
lack
is
thereof.
huge.
I'm using the whole building except for the restaurant.
It's not that
Still,
building's not
it's
that big.
not that big.
It's not that big.
Like you're talking a 10, no, probably more close to a 20,000 square foot building, show building that needs to be housed. to
Are
do
you
something like this.
tapping into Cosmic Ray's real estate, or are you just taking from?
No, because he can't. Because if he does, he taps into the kitchen.
Yeah, you can't
Right.
because you can't
So
have
you're
both
just
in
you're
this
just adding from
situation.
the original Stitch ride, and you're taking away Merchants of Venus and Star Mickey's, right?
And Auntie Annie's.
Auntie
Yeah, but
Gravity's,
anti-gravity is
whatever.
not that big.
Still not enough room, though. I don't think.
Yeah,
I don't think that's
I
enough
think
room
you're
for your
I
track.
think you're gonna run into a real estate issue there.
Maybe it's like a TARDIS.
It's big
On the inside.
Or Raglan Road.
or like Raglan Road. Thank you, Trenton.
Yeah, no, I think you're gonna have a serious space issue with your track.
Okay, what if I make it 2-story?
Can build up.
Is that a bigger problem?
Yeah, probably with sight lines.
Yeah, because then you're gonna have
'Cause you-
Tomorrowland view
because
other
I've
parts of the
got
park.
these big space elevators that I need to actually construct on
Oh,
top of
jeez.
it.
Oh yeah, you're definitely having a space issue.
Let's put the vote to the 3-sheeters when we drop this episode and see what
Yes.
they think.
Oh, you know I'm going to
No,
win.
I love the idea. I just don't think it logistically fits.
I'm gonna win because you know what? My idea is ultimately Disney because they're not gonna change shit. They're just gonna hodgepodge it together and leave the seats and leave
Same with
everything.
mine.
Throw a dinosaur in there.
Tim, Tim and Adam, your ideas will win eventually when Disney redoes this, right? We'll post the poll on the Facebook group at facebook.com/group/3sheets, and we want to.
Will we get it up this week?
We'll get it up this week. I mean, it's a long episode, but I got a lot to cut. We will have a clear winner. I'm not sure who it will be. There's a pretty tight race here.
It's a tough heat.
This one was good. This one was actually very well thought out for the fact that we were contemplating what the fuck to do with this ride 30 minutes before the show.
And here's hoping Disney listens, because I would take any of these suggestions.
So would I.
To be honest, over Wreck-It Ralph, because the only way Wreck-It Ralph works is if it's some type of a go-kart track,
It's gonna
an
be
indoor
all VR.
go-kart track.
And it's all going to be
That's
VR.
rumor.
And unfortunately, Universal Studios is getting that with their Nintendo Land.
We'll see what happens with that, too.
Who's coming first? But anyways, thank you for joining us this week on 3 Sheets Mouse. If you enjoyed the show, go over to iTunes, let us know what we're doing, leave a review, give us 5 stars. It's one of the best ways to help other Disney fans like yourselves find the show. If you like the show, lay 5 stars on us. If you don't, Mikey may come sharting your cornflakes. Truth be told, the best way to help other Disney fans like yourselves find the show is to just share it. Share it with your friends. Put it on your Facebook. Put it on your Twitter. Let others know that you're listening to Three Sheets to the Mouse, and invite them to the group, because it's a really fun group. There's over 600 of us that have a great time. It's really 5 days a week, because Monday and Tuesday are rough, man. But you know what? Someone's drinking on a Monday. Someone's down at Disney World. Someone's drinking on a Monday. So head over there, join the group, join the Facebook page, facebook.com/group/3 sheets. You can find a link to the magicalmeltdown.com, which is overgone and overwhelming rehaul.
It's a retool.
It's a transformation, a transmogrification.
Oh, Calvin and Hobbes.
You mentioned it. I follow through.
I did.
There you can get everything from the classic T-shirts, like the classic Log Firm ride, to the new Gracie Manor. But also you can get glassware. Go there and grab your own glassware to drink and toast with us while you listen to the show. Right, Mikey?
That's right.
Also,
words.
Also, if you want to follow us on Instagram and Twitter, we're at 3 Sheets Podcast. Go over there, check us out. Fun pictures, fun tweets. Again, best place to hang out with us is where we all interact, and that's facebook.com/group/3 sheets. Come be part of the 3 Sheets Nation. Share your in-park pictures. Share how you keep it Disney at home. And just come hang out with us. So, as we end this, Adam?
I just want to give a shout out to everybody who participated in the RAH giveaways. Overwhelming success, I would actually think. Totally didn't expect it.
Amazing.
Yeah, totally shocked what you guys did, what you guys gave away. Didn't think it was going to take off as much as it did, so I'm really happy with that, and we'll probably do it again next year. So thank you guys for participating. It really meant a lot to me that this really went off, and I really appreciate all you guys did and gave away for us, so thank you guys. And that's really it. Keep it Disney. Good night. Peace. I'm out.
Tim.
So speaking of year to year, we're almost at a year with this show. What, another couple of weeks we'll be at a year?
Yeah, 6 of them.
Six of them? 6 of what, weeks? Right? Give or take.
I think that's where we're going with this, yeah.
When we first started this show, I was drinking Macallan 12 double cask, which I switched back to. And if you listen to those first 12 episodes...
Or don't.
Because I was a hot mess. I'm probably going to be a hot mess for the next 12 or so weeks as I've switched back to Macallan 12 double cask. And I drank this. This is almost episode 1.
Episode 1 levels.
I almost drank this whole bottle tonight.
Pop is jolly,
Pop
guys.
is really jolly.
Pop is jolly tonight.
And you know what? This is all for you guys, because you guys are the best Disney group ever. You guys make us what we are.
Which is drunk.
Yes.
And we thank you for it.
Exactly. Trenton, last words.
I am tired. I am white girl wasted.
Yes.
We love you, Trenton.
Let me give a couple words of advice. Champagne. It's perfume going in, sewage coming out.
I just want to be in bed. I'm going to be honest.
Well, listen, no, not unless it's good champagne, but he's drinking Corbel.
He's drinking Corbel.
He's drinking Corbel.
He has gotten up and left like 2 or 3 times. I'll be honest.
He's turning
Scott's
whiter
Christmas,
as we're watching
Yes,
him at this point.
His head is glowing in the dark right now.
You know what's not glowing? Scott's Christmas tree has turned itself off.
Good. Holy shit, it's late. By the way, Mikey, that has blue and white lights, so it is a Chrismica bush. But anyways.
Good night. Love you, fuckers. This time, every time, and all the goddamn
We still
time.
got 2 people to go.
Shut the fuck up. Just love us. Holy shit.
That's the closing right there. Finish me off here. Take me to bed or lose me forever.
And I'm going to lead with something awesome. I want to say, Tracy Meyer, or potentially Mayor, thank you for taking time out of your Disney life to join Three Sheets to the Mouse.
Oh.
This is Mikey, and I approved your membership application to join Three Sheets to the Mouse. Three Sheets to the Mouse, not Three Sheeps, because that's a different podcast that I host, and I appreciate that. So, as I said, and you're welcome, if you listen to episode 46, you can hear this train wreck happen live. Click post, and now you're in the group. Thank you, Tracy. Okay, but on a serious note, folks who've been listening since like episode 1
We're sorry.
probably know what's going on.
Sorry.
We deeply apologize. We do not reimburse you for your time and effort. Sorry.
We are why you drink.
Well, we do cause that.
But you know what's going on with me and with my son Boston. This is, if you've been listening, this is our second time dealing with his Hodgkin's lymphoma. We just completed a bone marrow transplant. He had some hellacious chemo go in 2 weeks ago, and his hair started falling out Wednesday last week. I mentioned it, and without question, we had hosts, we had listeners and members in our Facebook group shave their heads in honor of this kid. And I'll be honest with you. I'll be perfectly honest with you. He hates the idea of it because he doesn't want anybody going out of their way to look as ridiculous as he looks without hair. As a parent, I appreciate it. Because when it comes to dealing with something like this, childhood cancer, none of these kids fight alone, and they need support. And even if, you're supporting him and he doesn't like it, we know you're supporting the family, you're supporting me. So, to all of our Facebook members, to Chris Trostel, to Chrissy T, and Davey T out there, you hacker, Thacker, and everybody else, I don't know who all else went through it.
Jacob Moore.
Jacob Moore.
And Black Crew Jacob Moore.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's just...
For me,
at
it wasn't
this
a
point,
question.
I'm 11.7 ounces in, and then 2 slow and lows. And I know Adam's a big supporter, too. Scott, you're in my corner, but you have reasons, and I'm with you.
I love you. I love you, Mikey. I do.
Yeah, and I want to say, honestly, Trenton was probably one of the first to go under the razor.
He was
on
the
this.
first, I think.
He shed
and
he
I mean
shed
he
blood for you.
Facebook lived it. He shed. I'm 100%. Like, if I'm not here crying right now, I will be when I close my eyes before I go to bed. Thank you. I love you all, Three Sheets Nation, for everything you're doing to stand behind me and my boy on this. Anyone who says this podcast is not family oriented can go the fuck to hell.
Absolutely.
Period. It can be a cold, cold, snow-covered hell. Because we're all about each other. We're all about family. If anyone has a problem anywhere in Three Sheets Nation, you message us. You have an ear to talk to, a shoulder to lean on. There's no judging here. Ever. Please reach out. It sounds weird when I say please reach out to us, but it's the God's honest truth. I know these 4 other guys besides myself, and nobody here wants anyone to feel like they have to deal with anything alone. So if you think you can talk to one of us more than the other, give us a message. I've got guys talking to me when they've had problems with their kids and stuff. We're a family. Disney's great, drinking's really great, but we're a family. We want everybody to be happy. So that's what I got. Reach out to, but more importantly, thank you for how you've reached out to me and shown support for me with what I'm going on. I'm just a fat ginger dude. I don't deserve shit.
Well, I mean, this is all true.
Mostly the latter. Is I'm fat, ginger, and don't deserve it.
Oh my god. Mikey's right. We are not inaccessible.
Far from it.
I know these 4 guys. There's not a time, hour of the day that if you don't need us for some reason, we're gonna be there for you. I mean, this is what we do. We started this podcast to just talk about Disney. It has turned into a Disney family. It has turned into more than just being a part of Disney and being a part of each other's lives. We have a lot of fun in the group, but at the end of the day, it's like a big, giant, dysfunctional family that we all love each other at the end of the day. I mean, really, that's what it comes down to. So